Afternoon all. This is Fari Hemzi. It's Wednesday, June 11th, about 4:22 p.m. Eastern, coming to you from lovely downtown Cape Naples. Please don't go to Google that. Somebody went to that. So, yeah, by request of one of my investors in my other company, not this, TCM. Yeah, this doesn't need investors. Doesn't manage money. That one's just for managing money. It's not a shareholder. I don't like to have shareholders. My attitude is simple. If being a shareholder was good, God had one. So, hey, Siegfried, how are you? You said that you have to, anyhow, after the Ian the system that came through, the hurricane, he insisted that I move inland. I was about, I don't know, three-quarters of a mile from the beach, and that was a no for him. And he was right. You know, 2 days later, I'm back in that area, see what's going on. There's a boat sitting on the street about oh quarter of a mile from my place. So the water was up and brought this sailing boat in. So anyhow, hope all is well with you guys. We are making some major headways there with the Ninja. Why don't you bring it to your attention quickly? One of them is that we managed to finish the videos. There are 18 videos here. I have to thank Nancy, Jason, Larry Brown, and of course Dennis. Dennis did probably most of the work. Basically, we did put it on YouTube, but we organized it here for you. Somebody went through YouTube. It's not very organized, but YouTube doesn't allow you to organize it any way you want. So here's our YouTube setup, and they're all over the place and so forth. But we organize it this way for you. First of all, you get the expert package, which includes Pro up front. There's one more coming here. We're going to push this down one by one slot, which is going to be uh, our RM, our risk manager. Risk manager it takes off and complements what Matrix or the depth of market cannot do, which is live looking into your account, telling your min max, telling uh, your penetration into your margin account, size of the margin. You can plug in the margin values, so you know. I can keep it updated. Obviously, we have a preset for it, but you can override it, and so on and so forth. That will go here. Right now, it's getting ready to go into testing. I've been using it, but my use is a little bit different than you guys using it for your size of trades, and so we want to make it more responsive to what you need. So that'll go there. But anyhow, if you click here, boom, it takes you to a YouTube page, obviously, and we want you to read these. These are the notes for it. Okay, so this is how this thing works, uh, and uh, they are for different tools. Like support resistance levels, a stock RSI, VWAP, Sigma channel width, Sigma channel, MBS, first hour high and low, DMZ diff, CI diff, short-term wall. This is very good for stop management. Uh, CI diff CG, which is the color gradient. Hold on, let's show it up. You'll see the chart. This part. Uh, yeah, this is CI diff. We also have my favorite is this one. Actually, these two. DMZ diff, DMZ diff CG color gradient. All of our color gradients are part of an expert package, obviously. By the way, majority of people have expert package. Those who have signed up already, yeah. And then this is the dots. This is where it tells you you've gone too far. It's like early warning. It's like AWACS. It's telling you this side is too far. We're done. We're done. It pulls back. We're done on the downside. It pulls up. So and this I'm not sure. This is 15 minutes. I guess it's running 15. Yeah. And you can do whatever time for everyone. So those are you are what no, we gave some trials away. We've been in extensive testing since February. We gave testing away for about 2 months. A bunch of people signed up as an introductory price. We're more than happy to again give you testing if you need. 30 days on us, not a problem. All we need is your machine ID, and you get that from your Ninja. It's inside your Ninja under help. So and then you just it's a zip file that you get, and when you go there, I gotta clean this up a little bit, but here's a section for that. As a zip file, you download and you go. Okay, but make sure we get your machine ID so we can authenticate you, and we don't have to take a reserve like TradeStation. It's 64-bit. It's amazing. By the way, we're at 8.5.1. I have to update this. There was an update of 5.0 last week, and today we went to 5.1. So the good thing about Ninja is that they update like twice a year only. Okay, they don't. They're not. If what we saw today was probably a bug fix, but TradeStation, holy macro. Since 86 is already obsolete. 87 is out, and they're talking about 88 because 87 has problems. So anyhow, that's that. That's one thing. We're very happy about that. We finally got that done. And then mark your calendar. September 18th is our first chance. They need 6 months to be a solution provider or vendor before they give you a webinar. We went online on the 14th of March, so they put us for 18th of September. Mark your calendar. All their webinars are on Thursdays at 4:30. Very simple, like tomorrow night this time. But yeah, I don't. And so they have slots, different slots that they decided in advance. The best part is that you get prepared in advance. You can't come in last minute. Yeah, so I can't have live charts. I'll have snaps. Why? And compliance. Yeah, heavy duty compliance. So that's Ninja. And prices are lower than as a promo this year at least. And once you log in with, once you sign up, you locked in your price. We're not changing on you, unless we dramatically add features to it. Something that was not announced before. Okay. If you go here, for example, on the NQ expert, you'll see it says in beta test right now. So when this rolls out, we're not going to change our price. And this year, it's about three-quarters of the price of TradeStation. Why? We have 340 customers on TradeStation. So we try to build this. So we do. I think we're doing 65%, 67%. I think it's two-thirds of our going price. You can see it. And since it doesn't need a reserve, you can come in anytime. You can leave anytime. Obviously, PayPal will give you access until the last part of your 30 days, and then on that day we'll lock out remotely from here. Everything's done on the cloud. It's just amazing. It's absolutely very pleased with it. Our best part, I think, is that not just our indicator, is that risk manager. The risk manager really helps you understand what's happening to your account in real time with a min max for the day and then intraday levels as a percentage as you get close to your limit. Once you hit one of the two limits, the background changes and it says get out. It's a lot follows what we did with Orb, except it's manual. Okay, so yeah, I do not have any experience on it on automation, but that's maybe next year. We'll see. One step at a time. The other thing I like about Ninja, it has a ML in it. If those of you into AI stuff, this has a machine learning built in. Built in. I was looking around. There were people approaching me about people talking about, hey, I will, I can put some money together to start a company to do some AI. The biggest task is really integration. Ninja has it built in. I was very pleased with what I saw there. I remember I worked on AI back in '95, no '93, on what's called N-Train neural net. That's the reason I went to TradeStation because I needed a charting platform. I knew what the machine is telling me, but I didn't want to build colors, data capture, moving averages, all the indicators. No, it was just built in, so we just transferred the weight file. Here is already integrated as part of the package. The manual, I mean, the documentation, very impressed. And you know me, I'm a veteran of F-18 and B-2. I don't get that impressed that easily. So this was a really heartwarming, awakening routine for me. Okay, enough about Ninja. Let's move on. Next step again, September 18. Don't forget. Next step. Okay, Admiral Esposito. He's killing it. You can see what's happening, and we made it into trailing monthly income. So we're not looking at what happened from day one to here, because what happened? You were not here there, so you're here. What is happening here? What matters? The slope is the same. We're not trying to pick this slope. No, but we're trying to be rolling. As a matter of fact, our profit factor dropped a little bit, but we're trying to do a rolling performance, so you could see what we have done lately. Okay. Yes, this is the monthly yield, correct. Why? At Ninja, it's $500 for a contract of ES. This is a bargain. This package, trading on Ninja, is a bargain. You have no idea. You cannot compare this with TradeStation. Hands down, no comparison. Okay, and Mark has done a great job. He's very, very um, explaining of what's going on. He's very deliberative. He waits for his levels. He'll give you 2 or 3 trades a day, usually first hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then last hour. You don't have to sit in front of the machine 8 hours to achieve this. In between, you do what you want to do. Take off, go get some ice cream, take the kids swimming, go to the gym, and come back. We move. We trade during what's called the U. U is the intraday volume. Up front, you have a big volume. It's a U, right? Beginning of the day and end of the day. And how many trades now? 640. That's a lot of trades. You can see 647. 179 were canceled. What does that mean? Something went wrong. We didn't like it. The setup did not come to fruition. He cancels it. Why? You don't want to waste money. You don't want to pay money for commissions. By the way, this is after commissions. Okay, so and we start on September 24th. And just if you look at it, he's making about $176 a month a day. 176 bucks. Cost is 70. The cost is 500. So you're making 6.5x. That's times the monthly fee. You're printing money. It pays for itself. You'll be crazy not to be in this package. You should have your head examined if you're not. Sorry, I'm a little bit arrogant, but that's part of being raised at Northrop. Yeah, we didn't take prisoners. Anyhow, that's it for house cleaning. I don't have anything else to report. Um, one more thing. PSA. Next 2 days or the last 2 days, we're going to trade the M contract. As you know, there's a rollover um, by dictated by CME, and that rolls on Monday morning. So it's this Monday. What is this Monday? I think 16th. Yes. So Friday 13th is the last day. We got to trade U contract. I mean M contract, and then roll to U contract Sunday night. So the data streams in clean. Remember, we have we these are the OTF concept. The charts. They're looking at what's called center error probable. It comes from aerospace, but bombing and all that. You drop a bomb. Where does it hit the target? Because it's looking for these targeting levels, you have to have a clean data. So you cannot run M contract until like 8 in the morning and 9 o'clock jump to you or 9:30. It has to come in from the night before. So we roll over this Sunday, and I'm glad CME did this. There was a discussion of these when I was there. As you know, I taught over there about CBO and CME. I was part of what's called education department, and they would put in what's called trusted vendors. And I was there because of my indicators. I wasn't there really to teach psychology. I'm not good at that stuff. Because I'm very empirical based. So I'm looking at data, what data show me, the charts, the slope, the color, all that. And back then, guys on the floor would decide when they want to roll. Different people with different experience had different habits. They would roll the week before. 7 days before uh, the no, I'm sorry, not 7 days. 7 trading days before, a week before, or on a Wednesday, like 2 days before. It was a hodgepodge. CME came and said, no, 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 we're gonna make a decision. This is about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Charlie Carey, whose family runs CBOT, and he's a vice chairman, is a good friend and a client down here. And he says, Farry, we got fed up with this mess. So we decided we're going to take over. We're going to declare it. We're going to say what the rollover is. So rollover for this contract is on Monday. That means 48 hours from now, Eche is done with the M contract, the June contract, and it goes um, uh, uh, to you. Now remember, next week is going to be all these rollover guys who are stuck. We're trying to get cheapest rollover cost, okay? Because now there's a shortage. Um, and I'm talking about mom and pops. No, I'm talking about commercials with big size after rollover. That's where you're going to see big moves, probably Friday afternoon. So just be careful of that. Knowing the calendars is important, both econ calendar and also trading calendar. All right, what else we want to talk about? Let's go to econ calendar. All right. All right. So a key item, the NBA data came in today, mortgage apps. That comes weekly, and it looks good. It looks nothing is going on wrong. All is well, and we have solved all of our problems. We for that we thank our supreme leader. Yeah. So, but don't be fooled. Look at the bond market. Yeah, that's a different story. Let's go to CPI. CPI came in better than expected, slightly. Uh, the key part is the exponent energy a little bit better at zero point 0.1 versus zero point 0.3, and it was fine at the beginning of the morning, but then dropped. I wasn't here in the afternoon, so I don't know what caused it. As I said, I was swimming. I was in my groove, and I just noticed a couple of times we had a decent drop. Uh, and we closed 0.35, 0.36 on Nasdaq. I look at its percentages, like about a quarter of a percent on ES. I've learned to deal with percentages much easier in my head. I don't have to worry about the scale. Okay, so that was the expensive of that. I'm not worried about this. What's more important to me is tomorrow, which is PPI. Why? Tariffs impact point is uh, warehouses, well, the custom warehouses. When the when the buyer has to release the material, well, how can they release the material? They have to pay for the tariff, and so they're the first impacted by uh, 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 heightened price of incoming goods, whether it be finished product or raw material going into their manufacturing. Sometimes they're just resellers. Sometimes there's a part of manufacturing like autos versus Amazon, which is a reseller. So we need to look at this tomorrow. Don't forget that. Data is coming out at 8:30. Data is for May. I don't know we're gonna see anything here, but I'm willing to bet with you when we get to July when they're reporting to June, then you're gonna have a bigger number. Right now, effectively, somebody had done a study. I think it was on Seeking Alpha. Effective rate of if you could do this, it's not necessarily apples and apples. Uh, it's about 15%. Right now, we're at 15% net going across kind of overall tariff price that we're paying. So whereas some areas in the past we've had some tariffs, now average is 15%. What else do we have? Jobless claims, of course. Anything there? No. No talking heads. Interesting. And then consumer sentiment on Friday, the 13th. Yeah. Um, how did the 10-year do today? Let me take a look. 252, not 252, not bad. Bid to cover was 252. I'm an ex bond futures trader. That was my first time I traded futures with a 99% to one leverage. Scary, very scary. and I lost money. The first 3 days I was down 10%. I totally freaked out. Totally freaked out. And I start I start to zen. I used to go sit in Santa Monica by the beach over the cliff and watch into the ocean. My ex-wife, she was freaking out like, Faye, do you have to do this? I said, leave me alone. I have to do this. This is my destiny. Okay, yield 442. Let me go here to treasuries. Okay, guys, these will be converted once we get this stuff going with Ninja. Uh, these will be converted to Ninja too. Right now, we're in a hybrid mode. So, um, big drop in interest rates today. Okay, they were down a little bit today, earlier in the day, but as they progressed, and also the asset drop. Interesting. Do you see what's happening? The rates are dropping, so are the ESNQ. This is not normal. Something else is wrong here, guys. And don't tell me we didn't tell you. I mean, even Tico will tell you that, right, Siegfried? Siegfried knows Tico. Even Admiral Tico will warn you. These two should go against each other. So that's we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Something else is up. There's there's an uneasy feeling out there, but nobody can seem to be able to pinpoint what they're experiencing. What's that? Okay, so 10-year note. What else we had there? No, forget 4 months. I don't need that 10-year. And then do we have 30? We have a 30-year. Oh shit! There you go. That's it. Sorry, 30 years. Pardon my French. This is it. Tomorrow, you want to look at this at 1 p.m. We talked about PPI item. Consumer sentiment. Let's take a look at that. 50, 50, 56. By the way, you're welcome to follow us on Twitter. We have a Twitter specifically for ESNNQ, which is this is the one with the two F-18s. You can see it. The C, yeah, the C and D versus E and F. I worked on this, not on those. These are newer. They peel off there. Uh, this is open to everybody. In the mornings, we give a little commentary on what we expect. Okay, what we expect and what's a crucial econ calendar of the day. It's a function of what time I get here. I like to do that for my own preparation. Remember, I gotta go through the prep every day anyway because of what I trade for clients. So, all right, now let's talk about going forward because today's the 11th. Remember, we don't meet until 25th, which is 2 weeks from now. We went through this week. Next week, we have starting the 16th. Remember, it's also expiration. So, Empire State on Monday. Oh, FOMC meeting. Oh, oh crap. Sorry. Retail sales. FOMC meeting starts on Tuesday. Industrial production, import export prices. Jesus. 17 is going to be lovely. Okay, and then housing starts and permits on Wednesday. Obviously, oh, because we're a holiday on the Thursday. Oh, Juneteenth. Oh, whatever. Okay, that's a new one, isn't it? Right. So that's why jobless claims is on Wednesday. Atlanta Fed, FOMC, and this one has a presser. Right. No, I guess all of them are pressers now. Okay. So housing starts and permits. That's another key one. Remember, this economy still is two parts: auto and housing. And what's common between the two? Silicon Valley, because we're using so much chips. All right, Friday the 20th, Philly Fed, Mid Atlantic. You've got to watch that. Leading indicators, LEI, my favorite, because I want to see around the corner. That's all of my work is really on economic indicators or chart indicators that deal with momentum or acceleration, which is the next derivative. So it can show me around the bend. I'm not interested in what you see on CNBC. By the time it gets to CNBC, it's a joke. Everybody knows it. It's priced in. I want to be ahead of that. To do that, I need leading indicators, not lagging or zero lag in some cases where you can't get ahead of it, but at least the best you can do, like let's say on the moving average, the best you can do on MA, because MA has a built-in lag, one, but half cycle out of phase. That's just the mathematics of it. Uh, but if you can really push it, I think we do with CI. I think we do. Obviously, peer group have to go through that and tell us yes or no. But they've been using it as one person called it. Our CI is a what was it called? What did he called it? Foundational. It's a foundational indicator. Yeah. What CI did for us is really change our thinking. And I came that from one book, Tushar Chandy. If you guys want to, if you're into mathematics, there's suggested readings. Okay. I don't want to sound like a professor, but go get this book if you can. I think it's out of print, but it's a very, very important book. New Technical Trader by Tushar Chandy and Stanley Kroll. Uh, Stock RSI is their idea. Once I read that, this one goes and analyzes all momentum indicators and talks about pros and cons and their shortcomings. Once I did that, and this best one was stock RSI, I found out what's missing. Then it took me another year and a half to fix it because these things do not happen overnight. You don't go and have a ice cream cone and relax on the beach and say, here's the solution. No, no, no. It takes time. But that became CI. Once we did CI, other derivatives, offshoots of it, really changed our thinking here. So leading indicators, 20th on March. I'm sorry, 20th of June on Friday. 2 more days we got to go through for you. 23rd, that's Monday. Existing home sales, very important. PMI composite, but really existing home sales. Case Shiller on Tuesday. Consumer confidence, important. Richmond Fed. Remember, where we are involved here right now is a lot of misplacement or displacement, I should say, of certain economic activities. So really, you got to look at economically by region, like Richmond Fed, Dallas, uh, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Empire State. You got, and so these regional ones. Don't forget. Pay attention to them. Don't say, "Oh, it doesn't matter to me. It won't impact me." Yes, it does. MBA mortgages on the Wednesdays always. New home sales. Hello, and then the following day after that, we meet 2 weeks from now on the 25th. The following day after that, we have durable goods and GDP. Oh, hallelujah! Holy mackerel! So, the third week, no, I'm sorry, second week. So the fourth week is going to be fireworks here. It's got 1 day left for June, which is 30th on Monday. Okay, so that's your economic calendar. We use the Econo Day. This is what feeds other ones, and I get one of these a year. And that because it's a half year gone, it's a smaller price. You can do that. We have no interest in it. We don't get paid. No interest there. Nor do we want to. This is what I do. This is peanuts. So just, but this is a good one to have. Why? It's not super accurate in dates. Some dates could change because of events, not because of they're wrong. No. As I said, these feed. This is a source for MarketWatch, Fidelity, um, you name it. What's the other one? The B of A guy was out of San Francisco. I forget his name. My sister has accounts there. They all have economic account. They all feed from this. But this is a journal, and you can go even further than that. They also have a service that I subscribe for my team, for my management team, that we get once a Friday. It analyzes this data and talks about next week, talks about anomalies and so forth. It's yes, hold on, easy, Siegfried. And guess who is the avid reader of that? Yes, Siegfried, you got that right. Admiral Tico. He likes that email. So yeah, we get a PDF of it on Fridays. I try to distribute it out. So for people to be, because they're reading chat rooms, so they got to be informed. And what best than what we do so, when we have these resources. All right, that's that. Let's go to charts. All right. What do we have here? No. Okay, I've done that. Oh, by the way, this is Admiral Tico. You may want to look at what he does. He does have some charts that he does, and he went up again, son of a gun. Okay, the you can see he posts some charts from other people too, but you want to look at his charts as they show up. There you go. And there's some it's shared with other people. This was a key one. I don't know if you guys follow up Northman Trader. Those are gaps. Gaps get filled. This is a major warning. Now it could not doesn't mean tomorrow. Remember, gaps doesn't mean they're gonna be filled tomorrow, but it means they will be filled one day. So watch out. All right, let's go to charts. Okay, we'll start with our timer. Okay, we're exhausted. Why? There's no advanced decline movement. Look at that divergence. Listen, this is a divergence problem. Where were we? 424. 24 of April to now in divergence. It won't last. It can't. Tico's health is fine. Yeah, we switched his. We switched Tico's. Thank you for asking. With food because he was getting too much Jimmy P's steaks. Yeah, hey, listen, he was buying it. He paid for it himself. It wasn't me. He's got traffic. Remember, he's got websites. Got traffic. He sells some of my premium packages. Pays his credit card. I'm happy with that. All kids have to learn how to work. But unlike my dad who said, "Don't I provide you enough while you're working?" I said, "Dad, this is America. All kids work. I need to work early. I gotta learn. Gotta pay my taxes. I gotta learn, save my money." Da da da. And he goes, "No, no, no. You want the money to go and chase girls?" I said, "No, Dad. They're chasing me. I don't need to chase them. Thank you." And he would laugh his head off. But I did. I saved my money. That's how I paid for my first year at Princeton. He was surprised actually to see how much of it I'd saved. Anyhow, remember my dad had to go back. He can't be here forever. He was a diplomat, and with the currency exchange from there, I couldn't take that kind of money out of him. You know, yeah, we're Catholic, four kids, so yeah. Anyhow, we're out of Momo here, guys. This is very bad. You can also see on the breath thrust, we're pulling up, but really, really not easy. I mean, if you look at what this reading is down here, okay, let's put it there. You see that up there? Yeah. We're down here, and we're almost at this high. That's all time high on the top. So, and CIs have peaked. CI dips are negative. So what I'm looking for is deterioration to continue. You know we're negative with we're short. This is our third short now with Time Digest. Um, hold on. Now somebody was asking me where the how come I don't get the orders in the emails? We don't give the orders in the emails. We never have. Please go. This is a PMT package. Please watch the video. So this guy didn't even bother to watch the first video, the how-to. The how-to video he didn't watch. And then he found my emails. It was in his spam. He was sitting there complaining. Listen, trading is about treasure hunt. You better be ready to hunt for the treasure. Nobody's going to feed it to you. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Nancy has joined us. Please give some respect here, guys. Respect is due. Nancy's done a great job here. And now she's adding more to our work that we're doing on Ninja. She's going to be modifying the page I showed you to better put together a bunch of explanations and tools for the Ninja package. Yeah. Okay. So we give the order here, so you cannot email it out. And then we trigger it with a second email that says go in. Okay. So, uh, and here's our stops. Our stops have not been hit. We got a little bit close, but we pulled back. This is a third short on this signal. On the second one, I want to write to you guys and say, and this is what happened there. It was right here, right there, when we covered. We said, because we had told you in the webinar here, we're going to be looking for a test of 200 day. Boom, it went there. That day we covered. But we sent you a note saying, I think Nancy did that we are not abandoning our short call with trade station with the time and digest. We are short with time and digest, but this is the second trade. We're closing it. Boom. Okay. Remember, we're short here, went long. A short here, we lost. This short, we made money. Now we're waiting for this one. I think, from what I understand, if I understand the bond market, and maybe I don't, but it's anybody's guess. I think we're in front of a massive tsunami, a perfect storm. So, I'm willing to hold it a little bit. Yeah. And our stop is above this area. It's a little tad over. Is it 6150? Right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No, what? Okay, I may change this stop a little bit, but we'll see. But we'll let you know if we do, and we write to you in detail. Now, also make sure you get our emails. They come from an alert email. It's called PMT Pro Alerts at hamzylinks.com. Make sure, or better yet, you friend us with your email service and say that the star.hamzyanalytics.com. That means all emails coming from Hamzy Analytics are friendly and you accept them. So you don't get you don't have to go chase them in your spam. Okay. And we'll obviously we post this one going forward. And you click on them to get more detail if you want, and so on and so forth. Okay. Where am I? Back to charts. I'm sorry. Back to charts. Sorry. Long day. Okay, so here's your tiger. Let me go to canaries. What time is it? That's 5. Okay, why is it waiting for data? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, there we go. Okay, DGIA. We gotta look at the detrender here. Where's the detrender? 1 second. There we go. Yeah. You could see even detrender as having a divergence. Not here, but that one. This is on transportation. Transportation is dismal. You can't keep going up with the transportation below 200 day. It just doesn't work. And now Russell came almost to punch through that. And that also says this could be a problem. But to me, that's not as bad as this. This is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And we are an economy now that a lot has to do with transportation. Look at all the mess we were in and the port of Los Angeles and the LA harbor. So, same thing, I'm sure, on the East Coast, but it's just chaos. So, but because it's a global markets, global manufacturing, best prices, keeps inflation down, but it's going to be transported to you. So this is a key indicator. It's just like what's that? Baltic dry bulk rate, or whatever it's called. Yeah. Uh, if you can basically guess what's happening with crude oil, that's the biggest commodity out there by dollar value. All right, so you can see there. I mean, we're about to 0.6, kind of neutral. Again, Russell's done a little bit better than I expected, and this is very, very interest sensitive. If the interest rates go up, this is going to get a hit, big time. Why? These guys can't raise money as much. The smaller company, there's Russell 2000, the lower market cap, higher beta. You make good returns, but also if they cut you, it's going to be not a death by 1,000 cuts. It's going to be one big cut. Okay, so be careful. It's like being short MSTR and short what do you call it? Bitcoin. That combo is a killer. Skew. Okay. Here's another issue. Here's what I bring to everybody's attention. I think it was Tico did that. He had a post. I don't know if you guys got it or not. Siegfried, I bet you got it. He wrote to Norseman. Okay. Poor Norseman. He went after Norseman. Not in a bad way, in a very polite way. Hey, call him, hey, smart one. Can you explain this to me? Of course, Tico doesn't need explanation when it comes to SQ. He's the one who's teaching others about SQ. But the question was simple. Why are we going up, but what do you call it? The SQ is not going up. So the big boys are not buying down here. I'm sorry, buying down here any stops. I mean, any puts. There's no out of the money put activity. That's what this says. That's what this thing's telling us. We're going to new highs. SQ's way behind. Something else is going on here. This is not normal. I'm not saying it's good or bad. That I can't tell. I doubt anybody can. That's not the point. The point is, I can. One thing we can do easy. It's not normal. I get often some charts from some hedgies, and Mark knows the story. Mark Caffrey. His brother sent me a chart, and he said, "Fatty, what's wrong here?" This was years ago, and it had to do with um, uh, crude oil prices and Saudi's stock index, the exchange, Saudi Riyadh main exchange index. And crude oil was dropping, and stock index was holding. It was not dropping. Guess what happened? Everything collapsed. A year later, everything collapsed. So this is something, another of those analogous one that says we're off somewhere here. I'm not sure why. Easy, Gary. Oh, Jesus. 3x. You want the levered ones, huh? Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll let them know. Yeah. By the way, what we don't know what to do is the, what do you call it? The, what is he like? He likes the tomahawks. Yeah. This hedge fund sent him tomahawks right here from Jimmy P's. Yeah. So they don't have to be frozen. They were shipped same day. There's a, home delivery. Yeah. So let's go to rates. You gotta watch the rates here, guys. We're in this area where I think what I'm focusing on is not as much as 10 year. We know real estate is overpriced. We know it's got to have some adjustments. Uh, Even today, I think it was 3.9% on the CPI component. We understand that. I'm looking at this, the further out, the 30 year, and we're so close to a new high. That's a 7 year high here, guys. That's 7 year look back. Okay. For example, on the Treasury 91 day, discount was 5348. That was a 7 year. Comparison to that, we were 5371. Remember, that was inverted, right? So, and we're so close. I don't know if we get to five there. We could. We got awfully close back in January, right? That was January, yeah, mid-January. But this is close, and this could be a trigger. We'll see. I think this bill is an issue that we're trying to go. I think they forgot that you can't just throw anything you want out of the House, expect the senators to listen and follow. They're usually an unruly bunch. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth. This makes investing very difficult. Trading is a what do you call it? It's paradise. I trade a couple of hours. I just go. I wait for the signals to get really, really beaten up, or totally over the top. I take the other side. But investing, you can't. It's going to be very difficult. Also, you notice it in our volume. Volume data is down. Yeah, volume data is down. Yeah. So we're still we're still not back. Some of it has recovered. I noticed this morning a little bit of ES was good, but nothing like it was in January pre pre inauguration. Let's go to vols. Vols are very low. I think it was Caffrey. Was it Mark? Was that you said that? That the vols are really, or was it Peter? Or maybe you two were chatting in the chat room. I don't know. And in the NQ room, we got a pretty good cadre of experienced hands, and one of them, I forgot which one was it. It says VIX to him looks like a time to revert back up. So kind of pull back up, and you can see it. It's beaten up down here. This is the sigma channel width, and shows the. And by the way, this is important. Again, we included in Ninja also. We picked. We couldn't put everything in there, but we picked the best ones, most popular ones. Obviously, one of them is this. You could see in the relative area how bad or how trendy this is. This is getting really beaten up down there. It's time to rotate back. We just don't know when. But always what? We look for a catalyst. Always look for a catalyst. Something is going to give shortly. Could be attack on Iran. Could be attack on Russia. Could be another attack on Moscow. We don't know. All I know is that I'm damned impressed by Ukrainians. With a 200, look what they did. They took a $200 what do you call it, drone, cheaper than mine. I got it like a $2,000 drone, DJI. But let's say $200 drone, and they blew up A50. That's their AVAX. That is 400 million. 400 million. They spent $200 plus some ammunition. It's just amazing. Just what they did. Yeah. And the scary part with Putin now is there could be more of those trucks around. I don't know. So something could give in that area. The problem with all of that is that if they get so frustrated, they could go tactical nuclear. If you've done any game theory work, you know what I'm talking about. That stuff is scary. All right. No signal here. No signal. Because why? We have to cross one of these levels, red or green. Even when we rallied up here, guys, remember this? No signal. Momentarily we went down, but that was 522. That's 3 weeks ago. Nothing. There's no signal on volume. Let's go to the Larry's buying power. We'll try to post more. Listen, between Nancy and I, there's a lot that's been going through for that the ninja stuff. Now that's behind us, we'll have a little bit more time intraday. Okay, a lot of oscillation back and forth. That means what? Sausage, sausage. Okay, so check out Al's Beef in Chicago. They'll tell you what the best sausage taste of the day is. He doesn't know what to do, and part of it is because of the news. So this is the sad part of the story. Some of the hedges I talk to, they have no clue. For this reason, not that they don't. They're very smart people. How would they be managing this money if they weren't? No, they're just frustrated. They're just exasperated of how to go. But looks like Russell, we're long. Remember, we don't have this for transportation, so we use not in lieu of, but we look at mid cap. Mid cap is long. State it was short for one day, reverted, and then long on Russell. Nasdaq just went long, and so is S&P. So nations, you know what? I just don't know enough about this. Peter is the guy about this, but again, we're also using SCW down here just to see what that ranges are. But in terms of are we anywhere near? This already is beginning to flip. Interesting enough. Okay, so let's go to S&P more, but I know more. I can explain that better now, and yeah, I want to make sure the data is clean. Okay. All right. Back to neutral on the Momo. No call. Forget it. SP1 at 1 sigma. Another strong signal, but it's upward move. Not a overdone signal like a at +1 and +2. Forget the scale. The scale is meaningless. It's actually there to confuse you, to scramble what the data is. Yeah. What matters is the count, the sigma count, because that's the vibration that you see. And what does it represent? It's like it's a bunch of combo of internals that's taking the pulse of the market and trying to figure out. Remember, indicators. I'm sorry, internals, not indicators. Internals using a zero lag indicator will give you a lot better sense of what's going on about the price. But remember, what do you call it is right. Brian Shannon, my good friend. Brian Shannon, he says only price pays. Absolutely. You can only get paid by price. But if you can read what the internals are doing, again, it's like a zero lag, or obviously Momo, you got to see around the burn. What is coming? Is it gone too far? Is it time to revert? This was a reversion at 3 sig. Boom. This was at 3 sig. Boom. It doesn't go wrong. It's short term. Both of these are short term. Uh, we're not getting any high and lows here. Okay. Why? We're too high. This is going to be a hard one to read, to have any high readings on the low side. Obviously, in April, April seasonality is the worst month anyway, and this year it was really, really bad. Um, Phil Erlanger, which wrote a chapter of my book, The King of Seasonality. I learned so much from him. Unfortunately, he had a stroke and extremely overweight. That was his problem. He works for the, I don't think anymore. He used to work for Johnson family, who owns Fidelity. He was the chief technician. But his chapter about uh, seasonality is a must read. And you can see here, we're getting no signal on the downside. And the upside is so-so. This again tells me not enough activity, not enough trading. Look, what was happening in December? Remember that? Yeah, this was incredible. I had some of my best days in this period. Why? You buy and hold, and then 2 or 3 days later, it'll drop crazy and then go back up. Crazy back up. So this was an incredible experience for me this past past year after election. Yeah, I always said that Trump is going to bring us incompetence and chaos. For a day trader, is a must. For a long-term investor, absolute headache. And I think actually Tico said that when we came in. This I got to work on. I've done a little work, not much. These are the fib numbers and retracement, but I haven't had a free time. Maybe I'll get a chance this weekend. And by next time, let me write it down. This is the fib chart. All right. Um, let's see. Yeah, this is DMZ. Excuse me. Yeah. Hold on. Can I take a look at something here, guys? 1 second. And DMZ. Oh, I should be doing this. Hold on. This is no. This is no. This is DMZ-CG. So the label is off. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is not CG. Oh, okay. I'll change it after the webinar. No problem. Okay. All right. This is what you guys get for the PMT. Before we go in, we'll put that up. This is the one I look at PMT. Okay. Holy mackerel, at 293. Oh, Murray. Oh, Murray. Whoa, 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 whoa. It exploded. The red line is last. The plus or minus is bid and ask. This data is not savable. It's plottable only. Boo boo, please have a seat. I'm working. Thank you. Siegfried, your buddy's here. Gary, you too. Yeah. Now he's got two buddies. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The red line is the last trade. Net. It's a net. Remember, we'll long this and short that. By the way, you're looking at the order. If you're not part of PMT, it's too late to get in. It's not the right time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of things have changed. Yeah, yeah. We went in there. I don't know when did we go in? Yeah, of course you saw it here too. I don't care if you see it. It's too late. You need to go live. But yeah, this is it went in 5th of June. Yeah, yeah. That's 6 days ago. It's way off. All the internals have changed. But because of today, whoa, because it's dropped. Okay. I still need to figure out why we dropped. I know we're positioned to drop. We're very overextended. It's just a matter of how this triggers and people get nervous. But that's how I look at it. SPY, not the future. SPY, SPX. I'm sorry. SPX cash because that's our trigger off of the cash, and that's what also Diamond Digest uses SPX for timing. And there's always a precise value for the close. Why? Because it has a settlement. There's a very clear settlement every day. I don't want this to trade past 4 p.m. I hope they'll never go there. They have ES, keep ES. They can keep the ES. That's theirs. The SPY trades, but we limited to that same hours. So we don't look at the SPY at night. Uh, Here's your first leg. That's long. Second leg, that's short. That's the net. This is the way I look at it throughout the day. So when I send a note to you guys telling you what to do, based on what I see here, in conjunction with my timing chart, obviously. Let's go to DT. Okay, we talked about that a little bit. Let's do our count. Positive, positive, positive. That's 4. 5, 5, 1, 5, 2, or 5, 1, 0. That's almost 0. 6, 1, 0. Okay, that means that we're getting ready to short. And there's a market to turn, rotate, and go down. We're very close. And with this going up right now in our value, we have room. We hold. Absolutely. Remember, we went in at 310. That was at on the 5th, which is here. But it was right at this point, and it was 4 o'clock. Actually, 401, 402. But SPY options, when they're not expiring, the date, the there's always expiration of spies, but the one that we're getting in, if that's not expiring that moment, it trades until 4:15. So we had plenty of time. Some people just didn't get the email, even though we had told them in the morning. We said on Twitter, on Admiral Tico, he'll say, trade numbers that is on deck. Be ready. We send the email out telling you what we're gonna do. Then you get 2 more emails that actually has to do very close with entry. What we did was, okay, guys, you can go back in now if you want. If you haven't got in, do not add. If you're in one tranche, don't do 2 tranches. Just do one tranche is fine. But because it rallied up, the value had dropped quite a bit. The value there was around I think 225, some 230, I think. So we're at 290. So all right, that's that. That's DT. So we're ready to rotate. TD. Okay, let's go there. Yeah, another divergence. Huge divergence. Hello. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now this is a mishmash a little bit. I understand. Okay, the white. We turned up a little bit faster than expected, but this is because of this. This last 2 or 3 days caused that. But if we continue to rotate off of this down, next couple of days, something else goes wrong. Maybe PPI tomorrow. You can see it go through 50, and then we're in a downside mood. And we're pulling up at that. Yes, that makes sense too. This is spread. Now, look at expirations 18. That's next week, Wednesday, right? So M is still, until this Friday, this is the right contract. Long M, short U. Double check your work always. Long M, short U. Then we rotate to July, long, and short October. Oh, I see, Boo Boo. It's okay, honey. It's just thunderstorms. It's okay, boo boo. It's okay. He's scared of that. Where's your jacket? You have a thunder jacket. Where's that? You have everything. Where is it? You need to wear that. You know that? Did you leave it in the car? Why did you leave it in the car? He says, yes. I keep his eyes. See, flashes, answers with his eye. Why did you leave it in the car? Go get it. Go get it. Come on. Go get your thunder jacket. Come on. You rascal. Okay. That's true. 2 more charts. 2 more charts. By the way, here's where we are right now. Or we're closed 5:20. Okay, this is how we closed. Okay, okay, yeah, very chaotic, guys. Very, very chaotic every day. So it must have been. I think this is maybe. Was this 1 o'clock? Yeah, this is no 1:30. What's this? 1:45. This can't be the auction. That can't be the auction. No, and the auction wasn't bad. That could be the cover ratio. So and this dropped the most, Russell. And interest rates went down. Something is wrong here, guys. Let's pound the table. Something is wrong here, guys. Unfortunately, we'll know when it's too late. Yeah, always that way. Okay, 2 more charts. Oh, that's my baby. Yeah. By the way, this is number 7, and this is a. You get that box. This is a Super Hornet. This is the one they take the VIPs for a show. They're coming here. They're coming, I think, to Sarasota. They're doing something around here. Or points. I forget. One of the airports near here, they're going to come. Okay, let's go to these two. I gotta go. Yeah, no, close. Okay, come on. Okay, there you go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so this is the 50 bar, right? 50-day moving average. It's still riding it. It's not too high. Probably a little bit more room to go. This is number of percent of the stocks above 50-day. It's about 76% now, right? And the separation is good. So this could continue a little bit more, but notice this. If you look at it from a tea leaves reading, you see a little bit lower, but that means nothing. This is very, very noisy item. You have to step back. Matter of fact, let's go to 5 years and see what we had. There you go. You see what I'm saying? So it gets noisy. Best is to use it at extremes. That means between like 45 and 55, absolutely neutral. Let's get to extreme area that you read before for the sell and the bottom for a buy. We are we're heading to that high for a sell, but we're not there yet, and we're away from the bottom. So you can't. I wouldn't add here, and I would be careful on the short. 200-day, same story. Let's go to 5. Update. There you go. Same thing here. We were down there in April. We were down there. This was a nasty April, no question. Okay, and stayed down there. Very heavy. Yeah. Came back up. Kind of noisy here on the moving averages. They're not going together. One is sharply higher. The other one is kind of gradually pulling here. But again, we're at 55. No signal here. This often has a uh, divergence, and then it shows up. Look how much divergence it got. Okay, kept on going higher, 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 and this was not going to new high, and then, oof, it came to this. So, all right, let's go to our stock analysis. Excuse me. Swing. Okay, let's start with. Okay, wow. Remember last week? That was one hell of the week. Okay, okay. Let's go to Microsoft. We're going by market cap. Okay, still one of my favorite companies. Not because of a stock performance. That's gravy. It's also the company, what it did, and how it changed our lives, especially not retail, but also corporate America. Something IBM couldn't do. So, and grew on retained earnings. That's a key. Okay, so quick. Yeah, don't give him the idea now, because he may send you a bill. He may want some uh, some more. What do you call it? Tomahawks. Yeah, he's not happy about the tomahawks. They're sitting in the freezer. I had to freeze them. I couldn't keep that many. It'll go bad. So we have to change his diet. Yeah, he's getting too was getting too much of it. He's on some sort of a medicated from this company called Hill, which is good for it's medicated food for people who have GI issues. So he had too much fatty meat. Yeah. Okay, Microsoft. We've been talking about. Hey, I see it going higher, higher, higher. It's not there yet, but about to. We're at 2 sigma, and new highs. If you're not long yet, I wouldn't get long here. Yeah, I mean you can put a 5 contract on a call spread, but why bother? You missed it. You missed this one. Yeah, it's like Costco. Let me go to Costco. Costco, where's Costco? There you go. Costco. Remember I was telling you guys we should be buying it? Was it here? No, it was before that. It was here. It was here. I went against us a little bit, but look what's done. I remember I wasn't even living here. Yeah, yeah. I was near the beach. I said on Costco. Um, Little noisy here. It's trying getting rid of some excess. It did almost make a new high. Yeah, at least we tested it, right? 1067, high 78. Yeah, came within $10. Yeah, Costco's gone too far. Yeah, Nvidia. I like Nvidia, especially after some of this stuff. You got rid of some of his excess. Yeah, we've talked about it. Nvidia's done good. Again, one of my better favorites. Has a better pricing too. A lot more active than Microsoft at $400. A lot of diversification. A lot widely held. Widely held. Okay, next one is Apple. You can stop me, guys. If you think I'm going too fast, to stop me. Can I get through 50? Houston, we have a problem. Can't get through 50. Should you be buying some puts? Uh, You could do a put spread. I won't be going crazy about it, but didn't they just have their big what do you call it, geek meeting? The developers. What happened? Yeah. Mhm. Remember, uh, Tim Apple, right? Tim Apple, his concept was not new ideas, and with Ives gone, that was Jobs and Ives. Uh, this guy was a supply chain specialist, right? That's what he and Jobs made a good team. But that was 10 years ago, more than that. Oh no, it's more than that. I don't know when Jobs passed away. Bless his soul. He also changed our lives. Um, but the, uh, the, the now with stuff being made in maybe India or Vietnam, we're in a different setup. I think, and also tariffs are new torpedo for all this efficient supply chain stuff. So maybe that's what people are getting worried. I don't know. And you can't get into a dire fight with the supreme leader. Remember, yeah. Remember Tim Apple versus Orange Taco. I mean, that's a pretty tough setup. So yeah, maybe, but I don't. I wouldn't go crazy here, guys. If you want to have a play, yes, you can. But do I see 190? Probably, probably. It's traded lower here, guys. This was in March at 171. Was this March? Yeah, I remember. No, April. April. Oh yeah, this is April. Well, look at those gap downs. Yeah. Um, well, those gaps were filled. This gap is well then I could see 195. That's only $3. Is it worth the headache? Yeah, but if you could buy 194 puts and sell 184s as a hedge, yes, so that if it runs up, you have a short put to help you. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Apple is tough. Apple always been tough. The only time I was on Fox Business, and that was my call. That was earnings, and it hit through the numbers. It was incredible. I get back. I was in New York. It was actually in person at the studios. I get back. I think who was it? Alexis Glick invited me. She used to run Morgan Stanley's floor operation at the NYC. So I get back, and we have a server crash. That trade was so good. We're a small company, so we didn't expect the servers going to that be under demand like that. And there was no, it was our own service. We were not on a cloud. Cloud was very, very primitive back then. Azure was just a name. Yeah. Amazon, I'll pass. This is one of my favorites too. Has done its job, but it's not. I'm not ready to short it. Pass here. Yeah. I would be willing to short it much higher, at least after this level, the 233. Yeah, not now. Yeah. Google. Okay. Now Google had a crazy day, right? Was it come back up? All right. Google looks good. I like the weeklies. You could do a little, yeah, you could do a 10 handle, if you do now, at 50 bar, 10 handle spread on a call side, call spread, not bad. Yeah, probably doable. Yeah. I've done a lot of call spreads on Google. Yeah. Usually made money. A few times I didn't, but one time I really hit it out of the ballpark. Here's Meta, but that was luck. I haven't been able. Remember Gil Caffrey in my book. Uh, Excellence is repeatability. I haven't been able to repeat that. So maybe I should go back to Uber. What do you think, Nancy? Should I go back to Uber? Not as a stock, no, drive Uber. So sometimes you can't get this right. It's just he's got his own thing. Also, it's very anti-logic. I think some maybe part of the sell here was there any news on China today? Uh, uh, Looks like there's comments on Huang from Nvidia on some news. I gotta take a look at it. Okay, Meta is done too. Yeah, Meta is done. It's not easy to short these guys. Yeah, all this AI stuff, and he's redoing his style. His AI is upset. Da da da. Da. Prima donnas. Avgo, Broadcom, again sorted by market cap. Yeah, heading up. Yes. Mm-hmm. Probably see another 10 points here if things don't go crazy. But remember, if you're doing a short somewhere, you may want to do a long somewhere too as a hedge. Your portfolio should be somewhat hedged, just in case you're wrong. You can't always be right. That's not the way to trade. Okay, you gotta watch your back. Okay, Tesla. Hold on, 1 second, guys. I'm looking at something here. Okay, Tesla. Okay, yeah. Uh, Wishy-washy. Look at this is the weekly. Yeah, I think this will get into trouble more. He doesn't realize how much the brand has been hit. People just don't forget what he did, and they're just voting with their pockets, not buying it, returning their cars, selling it. So there's a whole bunch of um, uh, oversupply of the used cars of Tesla, mainly from the left, mainly from the intelligentsia, who love their Priuses and the Teslas, but don't like the what he stands for, especially changing sides so many times. So. Netflix, big drop, 4 days in a row. This says it's gone too far. It should rotate. These dots, we shall see. These are showing me dots. Okay, Netflix may not be bad here, guys. I would look at what's the high? 1262. Yeah, I would look at. Oh yeah, I would look at the spread here. Oh yeah, Netflix. I would do a call spread here, or maybe wait a day or two, or go Monday. Go Monday into that. Let's see what happens here between now and Friday. Let's get and don't pay for the tater over the weekend, but look for it on Monday. Costco. We talked about Costco. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but oh boy, it did what we wanted. Look at how clean it went up on the weekly. Yes, there were some entry points. Those are the 0 sec. Remember, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing is what's called Wiener process in terms of this price distribution. It's not going to go straight line, but look at the trend. Trend is good. Uh, Palantir, this is going to be very controversial stock for a while, guys. And right now it's in vogue. Right now it's definitely in vogue. But you see what has happened: big gap ups, big drops. crazy here. If you have the guts and the stamina for it, not a bad idea. What's the all-time high? 140. Yeah, it's 4%. Yeah. Now too far up. If you're willing to hold it, not as an option, as cash, no leverage, for let's say 2 years, 3 years, yeah, they do a lot of data work. Okay, any questions for me? Okay, all right. I don't. If the market caps are too low, I wouldn't have any comments. Okay, Douglas, because I do investment grade only. So what is this? Oh, this is oh, semiconductors. Okay. Uh, okay. Looks bullish to me. You can see there. Is this socks L, long socks, right? Okay. No, that's this one is okay. This is good market cap. Has a good sector. Long so, I'm talking about in general. Yeah. This is an ETF from Arca. Right. Um. I'll be long. I'll be long. Up to about 25. Yeah. 26. Maybe 29. But you need a lot of events for it to get to 29. But I could see 25, 26 here. What was the other one? LAES. Now let's see what that is. I have no idea. Oh, it gets hard to borrow. What do they do? Seals Q Corp. It's very new, very little data. Wow, that's $4. I pass. That's not me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. LAES, right? Is it called? And it's a NDS. This is a. This is what do you call it? This is it's pink sheets. Hold on, let's check. Let's check on the market cap. Yeah, LAES. Okay, they don't even have a market cap for it. It's how small it is. Yeah, it's a pink sheet. I have no clue. I wouldn't. I the chart look. It's probably um looks as growth company. Um, Short term, I have no strong feeling because I don't know the company. But I would say if you're getting on the ground floor as a high return with a high long-term hold, probably not a bad idea. It's early on. It's $4. Well, how much can you do? How much can you lose, right? But you can't come in and leave. I had a guy who bought a what do you call it? He bought an option on one of these the names, and for next week, and he was supposed to be a big option guy. He had the verbiage. He talked the language. What the hell? It's like buying a next week option on this. And the target was like 10. The stock was at 6. You can't go from 6 to 10 in 1 week. It didn't make sense what he did. Anyhow. So, and then later on, he came back and says, I really missed this. I said, no, no, no. You're not trained for it. Try something different. You can't. You got to be realistic. Common sense, sir. This is not it. I'm just saying, no options. Long term, you want to hold. Do what my sister does. It's called shoeboxing. Get the get the stock if you want. If you may have a tip. I don't know. Somebody that you know may work there, then they're happy. Or maybe your kids have buy a toy and this is the manufacturer of that toy and they like number of reasons. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Buy it. Tell the broker to send you the thing. Send you the send you the certificate. Put it in a shoebox. Put it in your safe. Don't let them short it against you. Yeah. My sister does that. Yeah. She still has QQQ certificates from like 98, but she never sells. She's, she's a pain in the ass. Okay, anyhow. Uh, any other questions for me? I do have to look at MSTR. Yeah, this is what I want to avoid. This has made a few of my friends sick. Literally sick. You're quite welcome, Douglas. He's made a few of my friends sick because they just get hammered. They it goes this, and they really get cheer up and double up, double down. There's a Bible, and then boom, it's a vacuum, air pocket underneath them, and then they're not getting out. They sit through it, and it goes through here. Why? Because it's come up. So they sit through this. Now, along the way, they're fighting with their wife. They're fighting with their kids. They get into an accident. It's just totally withdrawn from normal life. That's not investing. You're gambling. Make a small bet and willing to face it. Look at it and make decisions. That's it for me. Any questions? Are we okay here? All right, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I'll post this as soon as the processing is done. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Sick Week. Thank you all. And again, thank you, Nancy.